Hello and welcome here. There are many unanswered questions regarding the future of some of the DCEU's most prominent characters as the DC Universe gets ready to premiere. However, despite the departures of Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck, Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman has a far more promising future. Warner Brothers chose to establish the DC Universe, which would have a unified narrative and plot spanning live-action films, TV, animation, and video games, thereby leaving the DCEU behind after the DCEU's numerous failures and inconsistencies. The Suicide Squad's Amanda Waller, for example, will remain a part of the DC Universe, but many other DCEU characters won't be continuing their adventures in this new world. The two largest absences are Ben Affleck's Batman, who was written out of the timeline in The Flash, and Henry Cavill's Superman, since the DC Universe will instead focus on the narrative of a younger Kal-El. However, there are other characters whose destinies are yet uncertain. One of them is Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, but even if her colleagues Cavill and Affleck won't be appearing in the DC Universe, her future is far more plausible. Gal Gadot's participation in Wonder Woman 3 is still quite likely. Her second Wonder Woman film, Wonder Woman 1984, wasn't as well received by reviewers as the first one, but she is nevertheless one of the DCEU's most dependable characters. Before Wonder Woman 1984 was even released, the idea of a third Wonder Woman film was floated. In December 2020, Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman 3, which she previously directed, received the official go-ahead. The DC Universe reorganization had an influence on the Wonder Woman 3 plans, and it was announced in December 2022 that it wouldn't proceed since it doesn't suit the DC Universe's intentions. A month later, it was revealed that James Gunn and Peter Safran had proposed allowing Gal Gadot to carry on with her role as Wonder Woman in the new DC Universe, but the fate of Wonder Woman 3 was left unreported. Gal Gadot sparked optimism during Netflix's Totem, a global fan event, despite the fact that she doesn't appear unhappy about maybe not playing Wonder Woman again in the DC Universe. Gal Gadot responded to a question regarding Wonder Woman 3 while promoting the Netflix movie Heart of Stone by saying that things are being worked behind the scenes and that everything would be released when the time is perfect. Gal Gadot's most recent appearance as Wonder Woman came in the first act of The Flash, a DCEU television series, which sparked renewed interest in the character's potential. Few DCEU characters would make sense to bring back as part of the DC Universe, but Gal Gadot is one of them. This is especially true given that this new period will feature the Paradise Lost prequel series, which will focus on life in the Mistera before Wonder Woman was born and would be highly helpful to her entire narrative. Gal Gadot is easier to bring back because Wonder Woman isn't yet being replaced. In the DC Universe, new iterations of Superman and Batman are being released, but Wonder Woman isn't one of them, at least not yet. As was already established, Gunn and Safran are seeking for a new Superman for the DC Universe film Superman Legacy, which will focus on Superman's formative years. Thanks to Matt Reeves' The Batman and its sequel, Batman not only continues to have his own tale in a different part of the DC Universe, he also gets a new movie, The Brave and the Bold, which will introduce a new iteration of The Dark Knight. Gal Gadot is staying on as Wonder Woman, at least for the time being, even if it's uncertain what will happen with her third film. Warner hasn't revealed a new cast for Wonder Woman, unlike Cavill and Affleck, and following her aforementioned appearance in The Flash, there is anticipation that Gadot will return to the DC Universe, either in Wonder Woman 3 or another project with other characters. It would be more difficult to recast Gadot as Wonder Woman than Cavill as Superman or Affleck as Batman. Warner would have a more difficult time casting Wonder Woman in the DC Universe than they did with Superman and Batman. Both Cavill's Superman and Affleck's Batman caused controversy. The former underwent some really dark transformations in Man of Steel that the crowd didn't like, while the latter was a more mature Batman that the audience didn't like. Recasting Superman and Batman for the DC Universe wasn't a challenging or contentious decision because both characters suffered from the DCEU's inconsistencies. The task of recasting Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman would be far more challenging. Gadot's portrayal of Wonder Woman was acclaimed by reviewers and fans, in contrast to Cavill's Superman and Affleck's Batman, and Gadot is seen to have filled the part to perfection. If Gunn and Safran opted to cast a new Wonder Woman, the DC Universe would face harsh criticism, and they would face a difficult task since it won't be simple to find someone who can embody the role as effectively as Gal Gadot does. Gal Gadot's future in this universe is more likely than that of the majority of her co-workers, even with all the uncertainties surrounding Wonder Woman 3 and her position in the DC Universe. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. See you soon.